AJ versus Big Baby Miller is off. Is AJ versus Ortiz next? We get into the whole situation on the hot stove. Please like and subscribe. Help us hit 10,000 subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the hot stove. Big breaking news. Anthony Joshua versus Big Baby Miller is off. The June 1st fight at Madison Square Garden is not going to take place. Big Baby Jarrell Miller just tested positive for a drug called GW501516. That's GW, like George Washington, 50, 15, 16. 50, 15, 16. Or better known by its street name, and I'm going to butcher this too, Endurable. So, Big Baby, another cheater, loses another opportunity. And another paycheck of a lifetime, right? So he loses an opportunity and a paycheck of a lifetime. And yet again, the boxing fan gets screwed. I thought not long ago we were going to get AJ versus Miller, Wilder Fury 2, and now we're getting neither of those fights. And we're getting AJ versus Mystery Man and Wilder versus Brazil and Fury versus Schwartz. This is not good. Not good at all. Let's talk about the drug that Big Baby Miller tested positive for. Okay, again, it's called GW501516, also called GW1516, or better known by its street name, Endurable. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, has taken unusual steps of warning athletes about the health risks of this particular drug. In an alert published, the agency claimed the substance, also known online by its street name, Endurable, was being sold on the black market as an endurance booster and was being abused by athletes. They all had knowledge of this. This is the point I want to make. This is not something you can say I got from eating dirty tainted meat. It's not something you can say I picked up at GNC that was legal off the shelf. This is nothing like that. This is this is basically a gym drug, right? I mean, this is something you're only going to get from the gym. So there's no excuses. I mean, I don't know what Big Baby's going to say. I don't know what excuse he's going to have. If someone, drugged me with it or something, because there's no way you can accidentally consume this thing. It had to be done intentionally. So there needs to be a real suspension, but we'll get into that. The side effect of this chemical compound is so serious that WADA is taking rare steps of warning, and they put cheats to ensure that there is complete awareness of the possible health risks to athletes who succumb to the temptation of using GW1516 for performance enhancement. So again, every athlete has been well warned by WADA about the negative effects of this drug, and had been warned of this drug by name. And I want to read to you something that WADA wrote. A developmental drug that was withdrawn from research by the pharmaceutical company and terminated when serious toxicities were discovered in preclinical trials. On the advantage of the drug GW1516, or Endurable, its mechanism of action, and it gives the name of the drug. It's called PPARs. That's the type of drug that that's the family of drugs that it's in. And it's described as a group of drugs that are believed to act on the nuclear hormone receptors, the NHRs, involved in glucose and lipid metabolism. What these drugs do? Activation seemed to nearly double the performance of running endurance in untrained adult mice, right? So it doubled the endurance of mice. It said that it increases human production by 17%. Now, that may sound like a lot or a little to you, but just to put that in perspective, right? Men are a lot more muscular than women. The average man has 14% more muscle mass than a woman, right? So, okay, man, 14% more muscle mass than a woman, okay. This gives you 17% more endurance. So, if you think men are more muscular than women, that's how much more endurance this is going to give you than the average person. So this is a serious thing. And Miller needs to pay the consequences for this. I would recommend no less than a year to 18 months away from the sport. First off, because he ruined what was going to be the biggest fight of the year, or one of the biggest fights of the year, at the Garden, heavyweight title fight, And he did it with something that there's just no excuse for. It's something you've been warned about multiple times, something that you can't take by accident. You can't get this thing by accident. And it gives you a horribly unfair advantage. So that's what I would recommend for Miller. And I gave Miller a chance to win this fight. I really did. I looked at Miller and said, here's a guy who is 315 pounds, who has this incredible work rate, this incredible endurance. How did he get that? Well, now I guess we have an answer. So it looks like Ortiz may get the fight next. So it looks like we may get Luis Ortiz. And it better be Luis Ortiz. Anybody, look, you can't bring in Dillian White to fight Joshua at the Garden as his U.S. debut. It's two Brits. That's not going to do it, right? So you need to find someone who the American market has some interest in. And the only other name left is Luis Ortiz. And that's a good fight. If they get into a pure chess match, Ortiz can pull an upset. I'm telling you right now, Ortiz can outbox AJ from a distance. Now, I do think Ortiz slows down, breaks down, and AJ gets him out late. But here, let me give you an example. If AJ fights the fight he fought against Takama Parker against Ortiz, Ortiz could beat him. Now, AJ may get it on the scorecard, but it would be that kind of fight where going to the cards, look, Ortiz could win this. So AJ would need to be the aggressive. If he sits back and tries to snipe with Ortiz, he could lose. He could lose. So, look, Ortiz is an excellent fighter. He was outboxing Wilder every single round, besides the rounds that he got knocked down and eventually knocked out. So this is a guy that can give you damage. You know, this guy can do work. That's the only fight I can accept. Any other fight, and I've heard other names thrown around, Quinaki, and these are the names that are being mentioned. I don't want any of those names. Make it Luis Ortiz. Anthony Joshua, the champion that he is. Again, we can't get mad at Anthony Joshua for Jarrell Miller failing his drug test. Nothing to do with Joshua. Joshua said he wants Ortiz. I think that's the fight they're going to make. I think they're going to send him a $5 million offer, which he should reject in all reality and try to get at least 6, which is what they gave Miller. He should probably get more because A, he's taking it on short notice, and B, he's better and more accomplished than Jarrell Miller. So he should try to get 8 or 10. I'd come back and say 10 and try to settle somewhere around 7. You know, try to get more than Miller got, but know that you should be able to get at least every penny that Miller got. So that's the only fight that I can accept. If they don't want this thing to be a complete disaster, and again, it's no fault of Anthony Joshua. He had nothing to do with this. Not his fault at all. It's every bit Jarrell Big Baby Miller's fault. And he's the only guy that you can blame, and he should be punished and punished severely for this. But I think they can get Ortiz, which could save a mega fight at the Garden. I think they're going to have to pay him. I think I said he's going to get $7 to $8 million to fight Joshua. But I think that's what's going to happen. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. And then I also want to bring this up. Do you guys at all find it comical that, using this logic, that Miller is losing his title shot because he popped dirty on a PED test? So King Kong Ortiz is now the front runner to get that fight. King Kong Ortiz has failed, 2 or 3 tests? And he's getting the shot because Miller's a cheat? And this is coming on the heels of AJ's title defense against Povetkin, who's failed multiple tests. So they don't care about PEDs. No, not at all. Not even a little bit. They don't care if the guys use PED. They just need to go through the motions and act like they have some outrage. But it's all phony. But like I said, Povetkin was the last guy to fight AJ, and Ortiz is probably going to be the next guy. And they both failed multiple tests. So they don't care about PEDs at all. Not even a little bit. And this, like I said, is a terrible drug. It gives them a terrible advantage. It's got terrible side effects. And it's, in all reality, Ortiz is probably better than Miller. I don't know that he'll, Ortiz could pull an upset too. Ortiz has the skill. And if Joshua is dismotivated or uninterested or fights like he did against Parker or Takam, Ortiz could outbox them. And if this thing turns into a pure chess match from a distance, AJ's going to have problems. Ortiz is a master boxer. He's a master chess player as far as heavyweights go. And he's got pop too. So It's not, but it has to be Ortiz. It can't be anybody else. Get me Ortiz or get me nobody, basically. And this is, just to recap on Jarrell Big Baby Miller, this could, I don't want to say it's the end of him because, everyone gets a second chance in life, but this is a bad look and it should be treated like one. Like I said, this is not something you consume by accident. It's not something that you brought off the shelf. It's something that you were on the lookout to get and got illegally and then acted like you were surprised when you failed the test. This was all done intentionally. It's all done deliberately. So there needs to be a severe penalty. This is boxing. He's taking a drug that's going to give him 17% more endurance to keep firing punches at somebody else. So this is a 315-pounder giving himself more endurance to keep firing punches at your head. We can't have that in this sport. We can't have that. That's a danger. So Miller deserves everything that comes his way, and he should probably get a harsher penalty than he's probably going to get in reality. But let me know what you think on Miller. What should be done with him? Do you think Ortiz will be the replacement? And do you rate that fight? How much of a chance do you give Ortiz? Not that you necessarily pick him, but do you see a path to victory for Luis Ortiz? Let me know what y'all think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please, please, please remember to hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers for a very special edition of The Hot Stove. This is 3D Boxing, signing off from Texas to the world, saying thank you and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.